Hello everyone, we are here today on this roof terrace on a beautiful evening for the Before I Die movie that is going to be premiered on Sunday. So I'm here sitting with the directors and the actor, and all I want to do is get to know a little bit more about the movie. What exactly are we going to be seeing? What type of martial arts or fighting scenes is involved in this?
Okay, so this film is unique in that sense that we've tried to, for the first time, introduce a Filipino martial art, which is a weapon-based system. It has been used in a lot of the Hollywood films now. So if you watch Born Fury, Mission Impossible, Kick-Ass, that's the style of fighting. So we wanted to give this to Bangladesh and encourage the Bangladesh film industry to take that up. And I think because we've kind of like Ifti and Tibia, they've come to me and they wanted something special in this film, and I think this is one of those recipes that we put in that film. It was a lot of hard work, and we'll talk about a little bit about that as well. But I think, bringing the weapons in, hand-to-hand combat, fighting more than 2-3 people, I think Bangladesh needs to see some of that from British Bangladeshis, and we wanted to prove that we can actually do the same, and we're not too far away. And I think, this film will probably amaze people as well.
Oh, that sounds really nice. So I'm going to go to Ifti now. So to tell me a little bit more about, you were saying about this what this movie means to you, and why it means that to you.
It's a very special movie. It's not been easy to play this character Roy. It took a long time to transform into that character. As Abdullah touched on, the martial art was something that I didn't know. I had to train with him for almost 2 years, learning the basics, then going up the levels. And obviously, because the film was done in a Bangla language, with Kibrawai and some of the team members, I had to learn Bangla language because it didn't come to me naturally. So that whole experience of learning a whole new dialect and learning a whole new martial art way of fighting was a unique experience. And yeah, we wanted to give something back to the Bangladeshi audiences, something that they could feel proud of. I mean, we're so used to watching Hollywood films like James Bond and Mission Impossible, and we always see a Caucasian hero, being the savior of the world, if you like. To move away from that stereotype, we had to do something. So playing this character was interesting, really interesting. And thanks to Kibrawai, he came up with the story, and he spoke to me about it, and we done a lot of research, tweaking, and then we finally went on the floors.
So let me now ask Kibria what is it that inspired you, really?
Inspired me to make this movie? Well, I am a huge fan of cinema, of Hollywood movies, Bollywood movies, world cinema. Huge fan. So and I'm also I make TV commercial as a profession. So it was a natural progression for me to go into cinema, go into a commercial movie, per se. And so I came out with a very commercial story. It's about this underworld assassin who goes from UK to Bangladesh on a mission, and ends up becoming savior of people in that country. So so I had to come up with all the plot line, the story, the dialogues, and interesting characters. So it was it was challenging, of course, and I enjoyed all the way.
That's brilliant. So you talked about going from the UK to Bangladesh. So tell me about the British and the Bangladeshi and how you're bringing that together, and why that's important to you.
Well, I'm sure everybody would relate to that. I'm Bangladesh. I was born in Bangladesh, and as being born in Bangladesh, of course, we have this connection with that land, and our parents are from there. So naturally, I think a little bit of me is in there, in that character there, who goes on a mission, as I went on a mission to make movie, go in pursuit of making movie in Bangladesh. I had to live there. So Roy resonates kind of that side of the aspect of my piece, and that reflected. So he goes on a mission. Obviously, it's not the same. I don't go killing people around in Bangladesh. But Roy does.
It's all right, your
And-
banner is just falling over you now anyway.
Yeah, that's okay,
We
it's
are
all
on
right,
the
it's
roof
all right.
terrace,
Yes,
so
we are, it's
there is a
quite
little
windy,
bit
it's
of
quite windy,
wind,
it's quite windy.
which is the nice
Yeah,
weather.
of course,
yeah.
of course.
So you were saying about the interesting story about you staying over in Bangladesh to do this movie.
Yes. It was very challenging. Right? First, right in the beginning, getting to know people actually was the most interesting part. Because I couldn't relate when I first went. It was totally an alien country for me because I lived here. I never stayed in Bangladesh for so long, especially not in Dhaka. I never stayed in Dhaka before. And so I stayed there and I made a lot of friends in the industry, in the film industry, and believe it or not, I had a great time. They gave me a lot of affection, a lot of love, and they accepted me with open arms. Hence I could make, this is my third movie by the way, so hence I could basically work there. So I had a lot of help from the industry,
Brilliant.
and I could complete my movies.
So, coming back to you, Mufti, tell me a little bit more about what was it like working with Kibriya?
Well, obviously because we were working on it from the start, from the script development side, so I was almost like already in the character by the time we actually went on the floor. But once we went to Bangladesh, I had to take a lot of his guidance. There was a lot of different way of working with the Bangladeshi actors. They are set in their ways, so there was often this different way of delivering your lines and your scenes. So I would like to think that with his guidance, they were able to take something off me. I was able to take something off them. Sometimes there were some scenes where I've said to him, "Kibra, are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm sure. Just do it." I've done it. And other times I did say, "I don't feel this is right," and he said, "Okay, let's try something different." So there was a good relationship. I think there was a really good relationship, and it is important. There's always needs to be a very good relationship between the director and the lead actor, because at the end of the day, I'm portraying his character on the screen. I know that there's a huge responsibility with that, but at the same time, I'm also so embedded in that character that I think Roy should act in a certain way or say things in a certain way. So there was that joint effort, which we hope we've nailed, and people will get to see on the screen. Yeah.
Sounds good. And what about you, Abdul?
You know what? It's for me. I'm always happy, and things are always exciting for me. So this film was so exciting. I learnt a lot, and I was kind of like very happy that Kibriya gave me the space for the fight action. He used to say, "Abdul, this is your bit. Do the magic," and that's what you want in a film, because when you're good at something, you want to be able to express that. Kibriya is good at the way he does the film, bring the film together. Ifti's very good with his acting. He's taught some of the Bangladesh actors some very positive stuff as well. Yeah. So with the fight action, for me, it was quite challenging because it was a big responsibility. Because if the action isn't good, then that recipe isn't there in the film. Okay. So it was a very, very big responsibility on me. They gave it to me, and I did my best to put that together. And I am very, very proud of a lot of my students who actually took part in that. Some of them are quite young. They're probably going to be famous in the future. There's some of them are very good. Yeah. They're in there. Their families are so happy. So I'm over the moon because that they're in the film. They had that opportunity. When I went to Bangladesh, when we were doing the fight, and especially with the lead actress, Afri, I was amazed, because I had to teach her. Okay, I had to teach her in a short space of time, a female lead character to learn. And you know what? She put 120% into it. Within the short period of time, she trained. She was exhausted sometimes, yeah. But we knew if she doesn't train, then we're not going to get the point, because the two main characters have got to be trained properly. If they had the opportunity in the UK to train, Afri didn't have that opportunity. So therefore we had to give that, and that was really, really good. She done that. And there was a time when I had to teach another actress, within half an hour, to do a piece of scene, which, was amazing, because, I think the Filipino martial art, it has this methodology that if someone doesn't know how to train, you can actually quickly teach them. So we had a backup plan. So in case if they couldn't kind of grasp it, the methodology of my teaching actually helped a lot. So I'm very confident if I have new people coming on set, they haven't trained, you know, I was able to put them together, put the effort in there. They put the effort in there, and we managed to get some results. So I think it was good, and it was good that they've chose the Filipino martial art. And I think there's a lot of people in the Philippines, some of the grandmasters are very happy. They've seen some of the clips and that. So it's connecting another country, which is so important. You know, Filipino martial art is very popular in America, and it's now gone into Bangladesh. And I had the opportunity to train some of the MMA fighters in Bangladesh while like filming was taking place. And those people now, they're liking the Filipino martial arts, and some of them actually gone to India to learn over there as well. So our film is contributing a lot. And one of the best thing I felt was that when they were doing the rehearsals, the amount of ladies will come and watch it because they saw one of the female lead actors actually doing the martial arts. It was quite inspiring to do that, and it was a good contribution to give to Bangladesh. And I also learned a lot as well. And I learned how filmmaking is done. You know, was behind the scene as well. And then I've got to say, like, I'd love to do another one. You know, I think this is a stepping stone now, and I'm going to enjoy even any other films that come forward now.
Well, that's good, because I was going to say, what's next for all of you? You know, after the premiere, what happens next? Where's the rest of the world going to see this?
Well, the intention is to, you know, give the exclusive right to the people of London first. Okay, so this is why we're doing the London premiere, and I'm sure the London premiere is going to create a hype. We've already been approached by Luton. They want to do a screening in Luton. So we're going to leave it to the communities in the UK. If they want to view this film, we will try and take it to them. And I think the key characteristic of this film and what Kibria and Iftir and all of us have done is we wanted to bring our community where we grew up. I want them to feel part of that film. And this is what we're doing. And even people in Bangladesh, you know, like when they were doing shooting in Sylhet, you know, the amount of response they were getting is unbelievable. I mean, they can mention some of the stuff what they were doing over there, and how the people of that district like were amazed to see that filmmakers from the UK, from that district, a hero from that district as well, is actually now playing a major role in the film.
That's really good. So I mean, in terms of Bangladesh hasn't seen the screening of this yet.
No, they had a
The film will be released in Bangladesh in 11 national release in Bangladesh. So
You will
first
be.
move to basically show the film in the UK. So they
Brilliant.
do that. Most likely might even sell the rights to a production company. If we do that, then we'll be able to show here or anywhere else. So before we do that, we just want to make sure everyone sees it in this country. Yeah, then it will of course be shown in Bangladesh nationwide, and then it's going to end up in some OTT platforms.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today.